Hey everyone, David here from multitool.org. Today we're going to be taking a look at another pocket knife. It's going to be the Kizer Towser K. I had been looking at a couple of the different Towser Ks, deciding which one I was going to want to check out. They have them in carbon fiber. They have them in micarta. They have them in what else is it in? Copper. A couple of different materials, but I had never had anything other than a cheap OK knives in PEI, original name Ultem. So I wanted to check out something else in Ultem besides the OK knives, because I'm not sure if it's real PEI. It may just be a yellow plastic made to give the impression of PEI. What PEI is a material that's very similar to plastic, but it has a lot of properties that make it resistant to high temperature, corrosion. It's good at electrical insulation, resistant to chemical, and a lot of companies will use it, including the military, just because of those applications. They've used it in everything from I'm trying to think of the words to say here, like vapes and most recently EDC items. The PEI, even though I wanted to check it out, I knew it wasn't going to be a showstopper for me and go, hey, and I got to see something in PEI. First and foremost, to get it out of the way, because I mainly want to talk about the knife, but I just wanted to touch on PEI and what I thought about it, because it gets a lot of hate on the internet. People referring to it as piss plastic, just because the amber color that it is. Supposedly manufacturers can control the level of yellowing or the yellow of amber color in the PEI, either making it a very dark amber color all the way up to the yellow that you see here. It's really robust. Takes a lot of abuse, but I have noted from people talking that it can crack if it's put under stress, with people like really cranking down on the pivot screws, etc., that there has been some cracking noted. The only thing I can say about this PEI in particular is it's not textured at all. There's no grooves, no milling, no nothing. So very, very smooth to the hand. It is contoured in a way so that when I grip it, it does feel exceptionally good. I did find that the smooth handles do work really good, and I'm one of those individuals that tends to walk around with their hands in their pockets. I have a medical condition which has my joints hurting all the time. I always feel like gravity's pulling down severely on my joints all the time, so I tend to be an arms folded kind of guy, or hands in my pocket to help relieve stress on shoulder joints, etc. So putting my hand into my pocket was relatively easy, sliding my hand against this plastic versus something like a heavily textured G10, stuff like that. But anyways, aside from the PEI thing, the Kizer Towser K comes with an overall length of 7.9 inches in millimeters. That's 2.02 or 202 millimeter. Comes with a 3.39 inch blade that's 86.1 millimeter. Comes with a 154 cm blade that is in a cleaver style. The blade itself is 0.11 inches thick, or 3 millimeters thick, very slicey. Only has a weight of 4.20 ounces, or 119.1 grams. The Towser K, the name that I keep trying to fumble on there, a really nice knife. I've been reviewing on the forums and on the main page for multitool.org a lot of knives from Kizer, and I've been hitting a lot of the higher end stuff that's 150 plus. I really got an affinity for titanium, so it's usually where I gravitate. But I'm going to start covering more budget-oriented stuff. Not that you can call this budget per se. This comes in at $104, $104.99 maybe. That's where you can pick up a Towser K. Can't get that right. And like other materials for around $50. So it can be very, very affordable. Same material for the Blade 154. I think the PEI is what tended to jack this model's price up. When it comes to the specifics of this knife, I love the pot clip. Kizer does a very good standard deep pot clip. Even though I've been using a lot of titanium milled clips, I tend to have issues with some of the designs that are present on 3D milled clips. They don't do a good enough of a ramp. I tend to like a good flare on the end of my clips, so that way it slides easy into my pocket. Some knives, there's not a good enough ramp, and getting it into my pocket is far more difficult than getting it out. There's no hard textures, no nothing on the outside of this knife. Very slick, very pebble feeling with the PEI. When it comes to ergonomics and stuff, when the knife is opened, a blade that's a cleaver style is going to have a tip very similar to a sheepsfoot blade. A tip that is facing downward is good for push cuts, very good for rocking motions, cutting up vegetables, a lot of stuff that requires belly without being very tip centric. It'll be a very well it'll be a very good slicer due to its very high flat grind, extremely high flat grind. This will make it an excellent slicer. When it comes to ergonomics and lock, it is a liner lock, which this is one of the easiest to access liner locks I've ever had. There's plenty of cutout here to access the liner lock, and the liner lock is it's jimped. It got a little milling there to make sure that unlocking is really easy. As far as ergonomics goes, super comfortable. What I found crazy is the amount of jimping that is on the spine of this knife. I could really get up there and really push down if I need to, which ironically enough, there's jimping on the underside of the blade, so I can get in there, although close to the blade, I can get in there enough to really push down on some items, cordage, cutting something else, like not that I'm the one to be whittling sticks or doing camp activities with this, but any material that you really need to bear down and really push through this extra jimping stuff will allow you to really choke up and get down on that. And it's funny that the way the jimping is on the other side of the knife, that the way that the liner lock unlocks, it kind of gives you the impression that this could be a flipper tab. Like they almost could turn the Towser into a flipper if they get rid of the jimping and just put a little bit of nub. You could swing through and do a flipper, because that jimping is right there. The texturing is right on the back of the spine. So they could almost turn the Towser K into a flipper design instead of the thumb studs. I haven't used it a whole lot to really see anything on performance, but as far as just what it is out of the box, some light usage, it's impressive. What impresses me the most, on top of just the design, the comfort, ergonomics, what really surprises me is it doesn't ride on bearings. It does not ride on bearings, but it's so butter smooth. It looks to me like, and I'm not sure if we can get in there to see that. Let me see if we can get to see that. It runs off what I think is nylon bearings. Not bearings, excuse me, nylon washers. I talk about bearings so often, I don't usually talk about washers. But just nylon washers is all that's in there on this knife, but pops open with authority. And what is crazy is it closes like it's got bearings. It is so smooth, and I thought, okay, well, it's that smooth because there's some wiggle. There's no play, up or down, frontwards or backwards. It locks up like a bank vault, but yet closes so effortlessly. It's just really, Really amazing. This knife, even though I haven't used it heavily yet, some opening mail, opening packages, cutting down some cardboard, nothing crazy yet, but it's just phenomenal in what it's done so far. Really interesting knife. If you guys are looking for a good knife that can be budget all the way up to, ranging, if you were to get a fat carbon model, well above the $100 mark, but have just really good ergonomics. Really great knife. I'm really impressed with this so far. So if you guys like it, go check it out. From Kizer, the Towser K. I'm going to be doing some other reviews as well. I can give you guys a sneak peek. I don't have any time with them yet, but I'm also going to be taking a look at the Kizer Huntsman. Very, very interesting, unique knife. And the Milita. Both these, they've been out for a little while. This also comes in options. One that's really popular right now is a black DLC shiny blade combined with a purple fat carbon. I just wanted to do just the regular micarta inlay because that one's more affordable, more available most of the time. So I wanted to take a look at that. But I'll try and now I finally have some stable internet at my house. For those of you that do not know, I live out in the boonies, way out in the sticks of southern Georgia. So I do not have access to really good internet. Thought about Starlink, but instead we just decided to do HughesNet. I've been using T-Mobile, but service is horrible out this way. So my ping time isn't great, but my latency. But I'm able to upload videos, download a heck of a lot faster than what I was on T-Mobile. So anyways, hopefully more videos coming. If you guys like this type of content, give me a thumbs up, give me a shout out. I'll be making some more. Thank you.